Leon, Vichy, Erigaisi.
Yeah.
Who else?
Santos Latasa and
Santos Latasa.
Veselin Topalov.
And
So
Topa.
2 world champions. The number 1 ranked player in India, I believe.
Yes.
And although it's very close. And one of the strongest players in Spain who always plays in Leon. I guess he's from there, I'm not 100% sure, but he always plays there.
And he does quite well generally when he plays there. Now, Vichy was here in Bucharest at the beginning. Vichy was here before the tournament as well. He was in fact with his second, I guess, his second for this particular tournament. I don't know if they work on a regular basis. I don't know if Vichy works on a regular basis, but he was taking this tournament seriously. Like he was actually training Rapid and Blitz. He was playing Rapid and Blitz with his second. I don't know if we should mention it, but I don't think he cares too much. It was Jordan.
Yeah, I didn't really know about this either. So I had this discussion with my coach recently, like longevity. Who are the top players who were like top players into their 60s? Mm-hmm. Who would you name off the top of your head?
In their 60s?
I mean, one is very obvious.
I don't know, Gary?
Gary?
Not really.
He's in his 60s now. I mean, he
Yeah.
retired from chess in 2005, and he was born in 1963. So,
I don't know. Which one is obvious?
well, I mean, Korchnoi is obvious.
Okay, yeah,
Korchnoi is
Korchnoi,
obvious.
of course.
And because Korchnoi was born in 1931,
Of course.
and he was, for example, top 20 in the world even in 1999,
Yes.
I believe, maybe even early 2000s.
But outside of Korchnoi, who else?
Another bird came very aggressively and left. So the other one also like played a candidates match in his 60s against, Smyslov.
Smoslov, okay.
And he played against Gary, I think, in candidates final in 1983 or 2, I forget exactly.
Do you think that's still possible? I don't think that's still possible.
Well, there's Vichy, that's what I'm saying. There's
But Vichy doesn't play, right?
but he can play very well. Now, he doesn't play much these days, but he can play very well.
He can play very well, yes.
Like if you have like Zagreb tournament, well, we do, and next week, but let's say Vichy was playing there. I wouldn't expect Vichy to win. I also wouldn't expect Vichy to get last place. I would expect him to be somewhere in the middle, which is what you would expect from, let's say, a guy like Anish. So definitely Vichy is going to be like one of the top guys.
Right.
Now, will he be winning super tournaments if he played them regularly?
Would
Probably
he make
not.
the candidates if he would play regularly?
Okay, but to make the candidates, like, how do you do it?
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I don't think he would.
He would have to. You have to be very active is the first thing.
Yes.
So it's very unfavorable to someone who maybe doesn't have the energy of a young guy. But like to make the candidates, okay, you have to either get a FIDE circuit spot,
Yes.
another FIDE circuit spot, which means you have to play very actively.
Yes.
Those are regulations, like 7 tournaments. You have to get top 3 in the World Cup, which is a month-long event. If you're
It's
getting top,
crazy.
it's a month-long event.
That's probably the most difficult way to actually go to the candidates.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, rating
or-
spot and whatnot, but rating spot
Rating spot
doesn't
will get
matter.
converted to the FIDE circuit. So
Yeah.
because Magnus is probably going to say no, so it gets converted to FIDE circuit spot, as far as I know. Or there's a Grand Swiss, 2 spots there. Which,
Very difficult.
yeah,
Very
like
difficult.
that would probably be his best chance. But that's a crapshoot. It's one event, you know. But still, Vichy is one of those players who has longevity that you could say similar to maybe Korchnoi or Smyslov, maybe not to the same extent, but he's also, I mean, he's born in 1969. He's still not at the age that like Smyslov was still at the top level.
I think if he plays, he's probably going to continue being in top 20, I want to say. Oh. I don't know if you guys could see that on camera, but we have a buddy that's circling around, trying to get in the shot. Do you like birds?
I like animals in general. I think they're funny, but pigeons are just like the dumbest animals. I don't know. They don't. They're not
Dumb?
Yeah.
Probably.
But
They also get scared very easily. If you scare them, they can explode. Did you know that?
explode. What does
As
explode
in
mean?
their heart explodes and they just like poof, they explode.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it.
That's,
don't believe it. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure that's
I
a
don't
fact.
believe it. No, I have never seen a pigeon explode.
If you scare them,
Yeah,
they
I
explode.
think they just fly away. Maybe you
no.
could give a pigeon a heart attack.
Yes, and that makes them explode.
Probably not.
They go poof, boom.
But I would be surprised if you could give a pigeon a heart attack.
It's been done, and it hasn't been a very difficult job. Like basically, you know the pigeons that you launch when you propose or when you have
Doves?
like yeah, doves, pigeons, doves, the same thing, right?
They're not pigeons.
They're the same thing. Doves and pigeons, they're definitely kind of the same thing.
They're birds.
Right. But basically, I've seen them explode.
You've seen a dove explode?
When they hold them like this, just before they launch them, they explode in their hands. I've seen that.
Do they squeeze them too hard?
Maybe. Maybe.
I squeezed this tiny bird really hard, and then I said it had a heart attack.
Yes, yes. They get scared and they explode. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, maybe you guys can let us know if that's an actual objective fact.
I don't think so. What were we talking about?
Leon, Vichy started with a match against Topa. Won. Was it convincing you?
It's 2.5, 1.5.
You were checking the games.
He was better in most of the games, I think. It looked relatively smooth. 2.5, 1.5. Then Arjun lost, surprisingly, to Santos Latasa. Actually, like the most bizarre way. I don't know if people really followed the match too much, but like, okay, first game draw, second game Arjun wins, third game he's black. Very complicated position. At some point, like, Jaime is trying to repeat moves. I don't know why, in a complicated position with the white pieces. Now, if they draw, it's like Arjun just has to draw the fourth game with white to win the match. And
Good
the
position
position,
to be in.
the position is complex. It's not like Arjun is better. For some reason, he decided, I mean, it's probably just like optimism of youth and like invincibility of youth and so on. And maybe not thinking too practically. But Arjun decided to like play on for no reason. Like no tournament reason, no position specific reason, just he wants to play, he wants to beat him.
Right.
Like very brave.
I mean, maybe he assessed it in his favor.
But even if you assess it in your favor, it's very complex. So okay, whatever, he plays on and he loses. And then he is much better in the fourth game, but he misplays it one move and then he loses as well. It was a surprise upset.
Yeah.
So Santos Latasa took him down. And then Vichy beat him in the final match, and there was no match for third place. So it was a bit of an anticlimax in that sense, but okay, it's very deserved for Santos Latasa to fight back in that situation. Vichy, of course, also deserved to win. It was pretty clean. I mean, a two-match event to me is not like some huge, like it feels a bit short, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like semifinals, finals, and no match for third place, and it feels like the start of an event. And then there's like, this is the preliminary phase, and then they have the knockouts, and then they have the 15-minute no increment for $1 million, and which isn't happening.